Today we are going to look at how the top YouTube channels, the most subscribed channels, achieve their success, and also give you some social media tips that will really help you expand your YouTube presence. That and a lot more is coming up. Hey guys, my name is Tim Schmoyer and it is Tuesday, as we do every week. It's time to look at some online video news from last week and talk about the implications it has for those of us who are creators here on YouTube and just video creators in general. Last week, we looked at some news that came out about some people, top video creators on YouTube, who are wanting to move away from this platform towards something else, and we covered all the reasons for that. If you want to check that out, that video is linked right there. Last week, that same guy, Jason, wrote another post that gives 5 things that YouTube is really failing epically to do. And if another competing platform that wants to go directly at YouTube and steal those top performing partners away from that platform and onto theirs, all they have to do is do these 5 things and boom, you could have a viable YouTube competitor. What are those 5 things? Number 1, he says, we need to own our subscribers. He said, the very minimum, YouTube just let us have access to our subscribers' email address, then we could build viable businesses on what we're doing here on YouTube. Number 2, he says there needs to be a more reasonable advertising split between the creators and YouTube. Right now, the advertising split is 45% of the advertising revenue goes to YouTube and 55% comes to us as creators most of the time. That's kind of generically what the agreement is. And he says that in any other field in the industry, it's usually a 30-70 split where the creator gets 30% and Apple, whether in the App Store or eBooks or whatever, they get to keep 30%. He thinks the YouTube tax is too high and they need to come down and give more of the money to the creators and keep the less of it for themselves. Number 3, he thinks that we as video content creators here on YouTube should have almost complete control over the design that surrounds our content on the platform, that we should be able to decide what the functionality is and all that. He says right now we're just giving up way too much control to YouTube to make sweeping changes across the entire platform, and what happens to work for one creator and really work well for them isn't what always works best for every other creator on the platform. Number 4, he says there needs to be better advertising disclosure. And what he means by that is, let's say Pepsi just went to iJustine's channel and dumped $5,000 in advertising directly on her channel through YouTube's system. Doesn't iJustine deserve to know about that so she can maybe develop a better relationship with that partner and maybe explore new things? And number 5, he says that content creators should get some promotional opportunities on YouTube. For example, if we make a video that earns YouTube $1,000, then we should maybe get like 10% of that back, maybe so like $100 back in advertising promotion here on YouTube. That way, if you're a channel on YouTube that is starting to grow and make some headway, then you get a little bit more opportunities and resources to promote yourself here on the platform as well. I would really love to hear from you guys in the comments below about what your thoughts are on these arguments that he's making. My thoughts are, number 1, about the subscribers is no, you don't have access to their email address, but maybe you could offer additional value that would entice them to want to give you their email address. For example, at the very end of all of my videos, I show you guys, hey, if you click here, you can go check out my free ebook called The Secret to Building Your YouTube Audience, and all you gotta do is sign up for the email list and become a Video Creators Insider, and you get that book completely free. And so far, many of you have opted to do that. And what's cool is that now I just don't get whatever email address happens to be tied to your YouTube account as he's proposing. Instead, most of you are giving me your email addresses that you use and check every day, not just your spam account or the one that you never check. Concerning the revenue split, I too would love it if YouTube gave me more money than they do, but I also know that running YouTube is a considerably higher cost than just hosting some app downloads or PDF downloads for ebooks or whatever the case may be. I think the real problem there is that any business that you create and pursue should use YouTube as a part of that, but it can't be the foundation of your business model. You can't rely on AdSense completely to provide all forms and sorts of income for your business as a content creator. For me personally, I'm not even too concerned how much money YouTube decides to give me as a result of all my efforts and the videos I upload to you guys here, because I have other ideas and other resources of ways that I feel like I can monetize this content and my efforts here. And if YouTube wants to give me some money for that, that's great, but for me, that's just icing on the cake. As far as the channel design and functionality is concerned, I do agree with him mostly on this, but I think that there needs to be some consistency across all of YouTube as a platform as far as design and features goes. For example, a user should be able to go to anyone's channel and know exactly where to find that subscribe button, right? And that subscribe button should work the same way on my channel as it does on your channel. Like, if there becomes like a different user experience from channel to channel to channel, that becomes very confusing, and I think we will all suffer from that as a result. Concerning his thoughts on advertising disclosure, sure, Justine could probably benefit from knowing that Pepsi just spent $5K on her channel that month. Why doesn't Pepsi just reach out to her directly? Like, if that's something they really wanted to do, like, most of us as creators, even the top level guys, are very accessible, if not personally, at least through their networks. I don't think YouTube needs to position themselves as like the e-harmony between advertisers and creators. There's plenty of other ways for those connections to happen. And the whole idea as us as content creators getting promotional opportunities across YouTube as our content continues to perform better and better, I think that sounds good in theory, but all that's going to do is help the big guys become bigger, and the little guys, I mean, it's just going to keep the playing field the same way now as it is then. I don't know that that would be extremely beneficial. And I think you could also use up a lot of the inventory that YouTube would otherwise use to run ads and make money for themselves and for us. So what do you guys think? Please comment below. I've got to put myself out there. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. A couple other stories that I think you guys really need to be aware of as content creators is that one, TubeMogul CEO came out and said that 80 to 85% of all ads that can be skipped are skipped. And I know the natural tendency for us as creators is to say, well, I don't want to use TrueView ads then. If people are skipping them and I'm not making any money off of them, let's use the standard pre-roll ads that aren't skippable. At least then I know I'm getting paid. But before you just run off and change all of your advertising preferences on your channel, I want to give you guys a couple things to think about. One, the CPM of a TrueView ad is often twice as much as a standard pre-roll ad because advertisers are willing to pay a premium to have an engaged view. Not someone who's just forced to look at it, but someone who is willingly wants to watch their ad. And number two, the abandonment rate for videos that are using TrueView ads is 40% lower than videos that are using standard in-stream ads. So combining a much higher CPM with a lower abandonment rate equals, for me, a better viewing experience for you guys here, and the money thing probably works out about the same as it would otherwise. Of course, as always, it's up to each of you guys as individual creators to determine what performs best on your content and what will make you the most money depending on which ad formats you use. You should experiment with that and figure that out for yourself. Also, last week, a report came out that analyzes the top 240 most subscribed YouTube channels, and it goes into incredible detail of analyzing what each of those channels have done to achieve success, and it looks at some of the things that those channels all have in common and puts them together into a nice best practices list of things that you should be doing in order to get to that status. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it, the report is 176 pages long, so let me summarize it for you guys really briefly. If you want to learn more about it and look at it more in depth, the link both to that original report and to other summaries is in the description text below this video here on YouTube. Go check that out. Number one, the average video length across all these channels is about 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Gaming channels tend to go longer, up to about 8 or 9 minutes, and comedy channels tend to keep it shorter, around the 3-minute range. Also, the description text that they use in their videos tends to be very brief, around 56 words or so. And it's interesting that this report is careful to point out that these creators are using SEO extensively to drive further traffic to their videos. Also, it's no surprise that these content creators are working with a very small limited budget. Almost all of them, 96% in fact, are working with just a single camera approach. 58% of them aren't using any sort of branded intros for their content at all, and 86% of them aren't using any sort of credits at the end of their videos either. Most of these YouTubers post an average of 1.25 videos to their channel every week, where gamers are actually posting more, around like 8 videos a week, and comedy people are posting more, just like 1 video a week. Speaking of the comedians, they tend to do a lot of collaborations across promote and grow each other's channels, whereas gamers hardly do any collaborations and cross promotion at all. As far as their social media activity is concerned, they tend to post more than 7 times a day to Twitter, only once every couple days to Google+, and about once a day to Facebook. And I found it interesting that of these top 240 most subscribed channels, only one, Machinima Prime, has ongoing serialized content that's kind of like a to be continued, with videos that have a consistent and ongoing storyline. Again, check out that summary from New Media Rockstars along with a full report in the description text below this video if you want to go into more in depth about what these top channels are doing to really grow their channels and see what you can learn from them. I'm really looking looking forward to our conversation in the comments below about all this stuff. If this is your first time here, go check out everything people are saying because there's a lot of good stuff that I learned from those guys. Also, make sure you subscribe. I'd love to have you guys join us every week. We take a look at online video news and talk about what it means for those of us who are creators here in the space. On Wednesdays, we give you guys some YouTube tips, advice, ideas to really help you guys communicate your message effectively here on this platform. And then on Thursdays, we do some YouTube Q&A with you guys. All that's coming up, so subscribe. Love to have you guys join us. And I will see you guys again tomorrow, actually. I'll see you again tomorrow. See you then. Bye.